First name's Tony, last name's Vinius. I'm 35 and I'm from Chicago, but my roots are from Egypt. I am a photographer, full-time photographer, yeah. Be Loveful is a term that I came up with. One time I heard this talk about just being full of love and having how that's like the number one thing in this world, and if we don't have love, and what are we? And you have to be so full of love, you are Be Loveful. And then I took that upon myself so I can also be that person in this world, and hopefully I can be that example. They can say, oh, it's beautiful and love are the same thing. I'm like, yeah, that sounds nice, sure. You know, I'll take that too. I'll take love and beautiful, that sounds nice too. But it literally means to be full of love. I'm still a doctor, but I don't practice. So I did the whole MD thing. I'm brown, your parents push you into this, becomes a thing. I followed through, I worked for a little bit. And then during my medical mission years, where I would go to like really poor countries and do medical work for underserved populations, I was able to, see things a little bit differently. And that's when things changed for me, and my art changed and my photography changed, and it became a thing. And so when I came back, it was just like, this thing in my head is like, do I really want to do medicine anymore? I was pushed into it, it's not a thing for me. And then on this side, it's like, whoa, photography is really cool. You get to pursue an art, and at the same time, you get to tell people stories, which is, something that I admire. So I took a trip to, where was I? Asia. I was out there for 3 months, did 9 countries, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna take this camera with me. I'm gonna see what I could do. I came back with it, started posting. People were loving it. People wanted prints of it. I'm like, okay, this is good. And then I got published by National Geographic within the same year. And I got an award. And then and then I sold out 2 shows. And I'm like, okay, this is happening. This is good for me. I had a camera since I was a kid, but I was just stupid with it. It'd be me and this is before phones came out. I am old. So I would have to carry around this little small, 2 megapixel, 5 megapixel camera and take pictures of my friends going out. We would, go start doing things and then start taking pictures of other things. But it was just this little, point and shoot, nothing special. And then when I came back, and I started posting on social media, and I wasn't even on Instagram yet, or my Instagram was like on private. Like I left it alone and I kept it to the side, and only a few friends would see it. And I would post it on Facebook, and I was like, holy crap, what kind of camera do you have? What is that? Like, what are you doing? What's all this stuff? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, it's just me. You know what I mean? I think that was when I'm like, maybe I should just get a professional camera, see how it works. I was a guy of convenience at that point in time. So I didn't want to carry a bulky camera. I was like, I don't want to deal with this shit. I don't want to deal with these lenses and I don't know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So that was actually around the same year, mirrorless cameras started to come out, and they were getting better. I think it was like the second round or second quarter or something like that. And then a friend of mine he went to ICP in New York. He's like, dude, you have an eye. You really should get a camera. I said, okay. And he told me to get the camera that I have now. And it's been with me since. I do think it's a travel, documentary, street style thing all pushed into one. What inspires me is the human condition in this space. Most of my photos are not directly at the person. They're usually within a space, and that space is beautiful on its own. I try to capture, again, the human condition in one, because then again, we wouldn't be without the rest of this, you know what I mean? It would just be a blank white space. It wouldn't be anything, no beauty, nothing. Essence. I don't know how to explain it, but something needs to speak to me. And I usually don't know what it is until later. Something will stop me. It'll be a contrast, it'll be lights, it'll be composition, it'll be something that will stand out to me and like, you gotta stop, take this photo. And I do. It was actually really hard in India, because usually I have like 1 person or 2 people or 3 people in my shots. India, there's a lot of people. So it was really hard to do that. Like every time I try to go up, oh shit, oh crap, oh wait, because someone would walk in the way, or they would walk away, or capturing a moment that no one else can get. That's the beauty of it. Being able to capture something and then able to take that essence that I want people to feel and bring that to them. I want to be able to tell a story. I want to be able to show people something that, I don't know, that kind of hits them right here. Like, oh, okay, that feels good. I don't know what it is, but it feels interesting. And that's what I want. I think it was the National Geographic thing that made it for me. It was also the amount of feedback that I get from people, and the fact that I went into a show and people wanted my stuff, which is different. You know what I mean? People were like, oh, I love your work. I love this art. I want it in my home. That's an honor. That's an honor for me that I get to be in your home and you get to, you know, you love something that I've made. Amazing. Sure. Then, you know, that became a thing. And then I actually tell you, like the first time I did a headshot for somebody, and it was just really random. And he came over, he's like, hey, can you do a headshot for me? I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem, whatever. And I had like a white wall. I didn't have anything special at this point in time. Okay, it was just me, my camera, no flash. So I literally took all the lights that in my apartment, I directed it towards him, and then I took the shot. I went and I edited it, and he gave me money. I was like, you're giving me money for this? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll take that one. Yeah, absolutely. What do you mean? And then at that point, I was just like, okay, if someone's able to give me money for something that I'm good at, and also people want me in their homes, I'm like, okay, why not continue doing this? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love medicine, and I love everything about it, but it wasn't as fulfilling when I was working here in the States. It wasn't as fulfilling. I think every place that I go to bursts my bubble, my little bubble of American, there's no Wi-Fi in my plane. You know what I mean? Like that, it bursts your bubble completely to a point where you're able to see different things, different cultures, different people, different foods. I'm a guy who loves new and different at all times. I need to be constantly stimulated. I barely go out in Chicago and shoot anymore just because I'm like, okay, I'm okay. But I'm like, okay, let's go. Where are we going next? Philippines. All right, let's go. You know what I mean? I think travel is very important. I think when you do travel, it blows up your entitlement to whatever you think you have. There's people out there who literally have nothing, and they're the happiest people in the world. So I try to take that from them, and I take it to my own, and I try to also live a very simple lifestyle as well. And I just keep chasing after it more and more and more, because it's not enough. It's not enough, yeah. I try to travel as much as I can. But the more you learn, I guess the more wise you become, and the more you get to teach people too. So that's what I do when I try to come back here. I want to bring these images to these people to be like, hey, there's a world out there that you need to see, that, even when you travel, you might go to your Intercontinental or your Holiday Inn and stay in your 5-star hotel and eat your chicken Caesar salad, and you won't even know what the world is around you. You know what I mean? And so that's what I try to do, is bring that world to them. And again, you just see people who are really happy and really simple, and that takes, just kind of rips away all your problems. You're just like, what am I bitching about? Like every day we bitch about something so stupid, and yet these people barely have food and barely have medical service or barely have anything, and they're the happiest people you ever see. What keeps me going? I think it's the constant search for new things, new experiences. And at the same time, the camera just comes with me. I'm a photographer second, I'm a traveler first. And I've been lucky to have an eye, you know what I mean? So I think the camera just keeps up with me. And usually it's not like it takes a back seat, but it's attached to me, you know what I mean? But I gotta think with my head first before my hand shoots, you know what I mean? Right now, I'm actually working on a project with my friend Chris Mariano. Hey. We are working on this Timeless Travels thing, where we will be basically taking people around the world on photography tours. Basically, because travel is both of our things. We love travel, and we love taking photos. And the thing is that we both take photos very differently from each other. So I think it's a great thing that we combine and then teach people and also travel at the same time. Why do I think I'm successful? I'm not successful. I'm not successful. I think success is a constant chase, to be honest. Success for me is like literally inner peace. That's my success. Doesn't necessarily where I am in the world. I think it's more of an inward thing than it is an outward thing. What I try to do is bring you to this place. I want you to erase all these borders and lines that are between us and get rid of space and time and bring you to this moment. And the funny thing is, I didn't even know I was doing that. So people were telling me I was doing that. You know, they're like, I feel like I'm there. How are you doing this? Blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know. You know, that's just how I see it. I'm a person who's constantly in the moment. And I don't really think about future. I don't really think about the past. I'm kind of just always here. And when I'm here, I'm here. I'm in it. Yeah, the community is amazing here. Everyone's really friendly. Chicago is like, again, one of the best cities. And I say that mostly in the summertime. But, you know, it's a great place. And I think we do have a great community for like art as well. And it's pretty close knit, which is nice. So no one can be an asshole to one another. You know, they're like, well, no, I know him. You know, you know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's a good medium ground. Like LA is too, well, okay, yeah, bro, whatever. We'll get there whenever, you know. And then New York is like, no, we need to move. So it's like we're right in the middle. Things slow down. People are nice to each other. Food is amazing. You know, we're in a good place. My world of Beloveful will turn into something else. So right now, what I want is get enough work out there and then take that and use it for some kind of charity and go from there. I also would like to start a Chicago hub, which is another thing. But there's a lot of dreams and aspirations that I still are willing to do, but they're still on the, I still gotta work on me because I don't know me yet before I just start to bring other people into the pot. What else I do is I hang out with guys like you. And, you know, when I see other people that I know from the other photography community as well. Like, sure, I'm street and documentary, and when I go to these meetups, no one else shoots like I do. You know, they're all shooting, you know, here's this building, and here's, you know, here's this lens ball, and God knows whatever. So, like, there's, you know, everyone shoots a little bit different. Everyone shoots whatever they do, but, you know, the love for photography is the same, you know, and that's what connects us. And that's why I'm in the community. But street photography's got this thing about it. I can't even explain it. It's just, you know, I used to be able to look like a landscape photograph and be like, wow. Now I don't as much. Now I look at street and just like, geez, how did they do that, you know? And there's just things, because you know what, it's so dynamic, it's so different. It brings out what is so spontaneous about the world, you know, what's so different about the world. Because again, if I could go take a landscape shot, 10 days later, another person go take that shot, it would be the exact same thing. And now we live in a world where people can Photoshop the sky and literally put the new reflection in the water. And I'm like, okay, well, now you've taken all the love out of this, you know? And so street's a little bit different. It's you catching a moment in time that no one else can catch. So I'm bringing this page together, and down the line, and for the community as well, we're gonna start having photo walks and have gallery nights and stuff like that, just because I think street should be out there a little bit more and should be a little bit more embraced. A time that I failed. I mean, it's kind of superficial, but there's so many times where I've deleted an SD card on accident, and that's happened, and that was a horrible failure. And then, because I thought I put it on the computer, because I've had 2 different sets of images on there. So one would be from this shoot, one would be from this shoot, and then I would have them in 2 different catalogs when I upload them. And then I totally uploaded one, I forgot about the other, and I just deleted the whole fucking thing. So, did I learn from that? Kind of. I've done it an extra couple times after that. But you know, I'm still learning. On a deeper level, I mean, it actually would probably be something in the medical field that I've done. I mean, you can go in and say to a patient, you're like, hey, you need these kinds of medications, you need these kinds of things, you need all this stuff. And when you're trying to educate a patient on what it is why they need it, I wasn't very nice, because I also have a thing for people who don't understand. Listen, this is good for you. You know, you need to take this, da da da. And then I get this whole hula like, I know I saw on WebMD that this is that and this is this, and I got mad. I was just like, no, like that's not good for you. You can't, you know, it's not what it is. I had to learn from there, you know, good patient rapport and understanding how it is to deal with somebody. Passion, dedication. If you don't have those, you're not gonna get anywhere. Passion, dedication. Like that's the only thing. If you're not passionate, and if you don't wake up in the morning and be like, I wanna do this, then it's not for you. Go do something else. It's gotta be something that, again, fulfills you, makes you feel good inside, makes you want to share it with people as well. I think that's really important, because creativity is all about that. You're not creative and then stay at home. I mean, Vivian Mayer did it, but that was a whole nother person. We live in a world where now we share these things with people. And again, we live in a society where we do share with each other. So being creative is all about that. Doing video, doing photo, doing documentaries, doing whatever. I mean, everything needs to be shared. And I feel like being creative is all about that. And if you're going to pursue something like this, again, you have to realize that it's not about you. It's about other people as well. Dedicate your life to it. Dedicate it and give it everything. Because if you don't give it everything, then it'll slip right under you and then you're back at your 9 to 5.